Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, how you doing?
Okay.
What do you have here?
Here I have a model of Meeraji's childhood residence with her grandpa.
Oh.
And this is in Medta in Rajasthan, India. We had a trip taken in 2000, year 2000.
Who was on that trip?
On the trip, Swami Radhanandaji, Mridulaben, Rasikbhai, Bhupen and me. 5 of us were on the trip. And we wanted to visit some places where Meeraji lived and traveled.
Mm-hmm. Were there any places that were actually there?
There were few places, but not to the best of its historical.
They weren't kept very well.
Kept very well.
Were there any buildings at all?
Chittorgarh we went, and there we saw a castle, but it's almost ruined and down to the ground.
Oh.
And Chittorgarh is where she was married and went as a queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what gave rise to the conception of this model?
What happened was, since Swamiji was always considering Mira as his spiritual mother, he wanted to travel all the places where she has been or have lived, and by questioning and finding places, he found out that Medta was the place in Rajasthan where her grandfather was in charge of Mira to raise her, and so she spent considerable amount of her youth life with grandpa, and this is the palace where she was raised as a princess, and she developed her spiritual qualities from her grandpa with his guidance.
So was this type of building there available to see?
Actually, when we went, it was in a ruin.
So none of the structure existed, or some of it did?
No, what happened, all these walls were like a foundation base was there.
Uh-huh.
This gate was broken. This gate was almost broken, partial was there. This portion is partial there. This was also ruined and to the first floor and partial second floor. And this palace portion also, this much was left in a ruin. And this was there also ruined. This wall were not there, but foundation was there.
Oh.
But we did the measurement, and from there Bhupen drew the plan and elevation, conceived the design, and then from it we made this model.
Oh, so this is partially an artist rendering.
Yes, artist rendering.
By way of you and Bhupen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is, to control the entry, here they used to have a main entrance for private use for their incoming guests and for themselves. And from here then they go to the inner part of the palace where they can live. And here is the courtyard and the kitchen, and this is servant's quarter and partial kitchen, and here is the main palace. And here is where there were steps down, going maybe 100 feet down, and there was a lake.
So this, now you're talking kind of behind the compound walls.
Yes. On
Okay.
this side there was a lake, lily pond.
Oh.
So where they would go for bathing and cleaning themselves. And here is the private garden for the family to enjoy. And there was a pond with a fountain. And fountain is still there in a ruin form. It's a limestone fountain there.
And was this what it looks to be a cobblestone walkway also there, or no?
Yeah, it was there, broken, but some form tells that this is how it was looking.
Okay, and then there was a well structure which held water and all that as well?
Yeah.
I mean this
was not a well but a pond.
A pond, oh.
More like a show. A fountain and fountains,
Okay.
part of fountain, water flow. And this looked like more of a formal get-together area when they invite guests to come and socialize with them, or have some kind of puppet show or some kind of play that takes place, and dinner and dance and all the events that they celebrate. Looks like there might be a formal area.
So how many of these types of palaces were there for Miraji?
One is where she was born in Kurki. It was a castle on castle, a palace where she was born and living with her parents. Then there is one in Medta, which is right here, model of Medta. And third one was where she was married, and that is in Rajasthan also, Chittorgarh.
And all of these are essentially in ruin form, all of them.
All of them are in ruin form.
So there's no place actually to go and visit and see in a proper way Miraji's place of residence.
No, and that is what Swamiji's one of the project in hand is. He made the tourism, Department of Tourism Minister, and he has asked them to allocate some funding, and he also took a keen interest in restoring this particular palace. So I think they have considerable amount already put aside to revive this place.
Oh wow.
And so Swamiji is still pursuing. There were, from time to time, there used to be people of different interest group would come and harbor there, which is already...
You mean in current days?
In current days, yeah.
They would come, where would they come?
Like Baba, you know, those who were
oh, I see.
traveling people, and they just camped there.
So it became almost a place for gypsies and
yes,
and maybe some ascetics and things like that.
Yes, and they would just stay there. But now it is already emptied and taken charge of to restore.
Good. Very good.
You want to take view from all sides?
Sure. Looks like a lot of work went into making the model.
Yes, it is. But it was a pleasure doing it.
Now there's a courtyard.
Yeah, courtyard for some daylight and some private indoors, and also get some fresh air and rainwater.
Well, this is good. It gives an idea of at least one aspect of what contributed to Miraji's life.
Yes.
Thank you for your discussion.
Thank you.